security, it all lies in one single question. Will I have enough resources to protect the people that I love? Will I have enough resources to survive and accomplish the things that I need to survive? It is the number one most pervasive worry in humanity. And I think it's so for good reasons. I don't know anyone that I can ask if they got concerns about finances and they ask no. Even when they're wealthy, we have multimillionaire clients, they're worried about finances. We have clients that are up and coming, they're also worried about finances. When we are seeing what's happening in the economy today, and we realize that we've got major layoffs, corporations terminating jobs of everyday people, you have to be concerned about your ability to survive financially. And that's what this number one worry is. It's not the number one worry without good reason, because over the life of humanity, we look at a biblical perspective of the importance of money and stewardship. And what we know from a biblical perspective, there's 22,350 verses in the Bible that talk specifically about money or the provisions of money. There's twice as much written in the Bible about money than there is about faith and prayer combined. So from the very beginning of evolution, from the very beginning of foundation, we know this single topic was going to be a pervasive worry for society. Now, what we also know is that it's changed. How we see money, how we use money, how we operate with money, it has certainly changed over the years. But when I say change, it's the mechanics that have changed. The psychology remains the same. The mechanics are a little bit different because today we have gone from cash, hard cash, to plastic, to now an invisible cyber currency that you don't even have the ability to touch or feel. I'm old school. I remember my grandparents having actual cash and burying it in the backyard. And my grandfather literally had jars of cash buried under his house. We discovered them, after his death. But how we manage the physical currency has changed, but the psychology of the need will never change. I don't care if it's 26 AD or 2026. The psychology is still the same. And so let's talk about what's worrying people today financially. We know that inflation, the rising cost of essential goods, everything from gas, fuel, groceries, all of those things that we depend on, that we need to survive every day, have skyrocketed in price. Housing, especially if you live in key states like Florida, maybe Texas, you've seen significant increases in home prices. People are struggling to save, and because they're struggling to save, now they're taking on more high interest debt because their discretionary income has evaporated or on the way out. We have more complex obstacles and concerns, healthcare being a leading one. Healthcare is one of the major factors. Medical bankruptcy is a major risk for a lot of people. Retirement planning, student loans, and then just overall literacy. And when you think about financial literacy, keep in mind what this mission is going to be about, what KingLife is about, because the legacy, the literacy that's required to build that legacy is all wrapped up in here. So let me tell you a little bit about Petra Worldwide so that you can see what KingLife means to Petra Worldwide. It is our signature product. It is our number one solution that will help people transform their financial reality. What we have as a mission at Petra Worldwide is empowering and equipping everyday people to transform their financial reality. We're doing this through a coordinated financial system that ensures purpose, alignment, and prosperity. Because if you get purpose and alignment right, prosperity is guaranteed to follow. It's just part of the equation, part of the solution. So at Petra Worldwide, we've got a single mission. We've always had a single mission. The mission has taken different forms on the surface, but one mission. And who we are at our core, we are a tax and accounting firm. with many years, many decades of experience with tax law, accounting, the mechanics of how finances work. We're a licensed brokerage firm. We do real estate transactions all over the country. We do commercial, residential. We've got all those experiences. But what's most important for us, what's most important at Petro Worldwide is that we are a humanitarian mission. We have a single mission that I just mentioned, empowering and equipping everyday people to transform their financial reality. How do we get here? Let's talk a little bit about our story, because every great mission begins with a simple, disruptive belief that everyday people deserve extraordinary champions. I'm not sure how many of you saw last week, but I certainly saw Trump's financial disclosures release. And it's a playbook of the wealthy. When he reports that he made $1.5 billion just on his cyber currency alone, and all of his other assets, I read his disclosure. I think it's 600 pages of investments alone. 600 pages and a 6-point font. The playbook that the wealthy have is available for all of us, for everyday people. And that's the beginning. That's the simple, disruptive belief of Petro Worldwide, and thus KingLife, that everyday people deserve extraordinary champions. That championship starts with education. It starts with literacy. How does money work? Back in 2002, we first opened our doors as the Orlando Tax Room and Central Florida Home Loans. Our blueprint was really fueled by a singular vision to be the financial advisors for everyday people. That's where we started. That was our mission then. Our mission hasn't changed. Our mission has just strengthened and improved as our organization has developed. We have an infrastructure now that can literally pull this mission off for most people. And this just isn't a slogan. It is a promise birthed from a deep passion of life-changing knowledge that I can share specifically when I talk about my story. It's radical transformation of lives and families just like yours. Everyone can do this. What stops people from doing it is structure and knowledge. And when you combine structure and knowledge with a team of people that have your best interests, all these things are possible. I'm not talking about something I read in a book. I'm not talking about something that I learned in school. I am talking about what I have personally actually lived. Where I've come from to where I am today is starkly different. And all of that's based on knowledge and information. Certainly I had a driven passion to learn everything I could about money, a passion to go out and obtain a real estate license, a mortgage license, insurance license, a Series 7's license. All of this information had one purpose for me. That one purpose was, let me learn the playbook that the Trumps of the world are using. Because Congress writes the tax law, and that law is available for everybody. The difference is most of us don't know what the laws are, so we can't leverage them. But that's what this is about. Again, this is about equipping and empowering everyday people to change their financial reality. And this is how we do it. So, certainly I've spent 25 years in the corporate world. I've run financial teams from India, Dubai, Boston, Chicago, literally all over the world. And everything I learned there, I've embedded and incorporated in what we do today. Every trick, every understanding, every ounce of knowledge comes to you today through this invitation to join KingLife. So again, at Petro Worldwide, we are a single mission organization. We have one single mission, equipping and empowering everyday people to transform their financial reality through a coordinated financial system. The coordinated financial system is in fact KingLife. Why is it important? KingLife is important because most people are living a fragmented financial life. The look of anguish and the look of to stay. The look of stress on this person's face is something I see in my office almost on a daily basis. When people have problems, they just don't know what to do. You get that letter from the IRS. You get a lawsuit filed against you. We live in a litigious society. If you want to know how litigious this society is, all you got to do is accidentally rear end someone, even if you're only going 5 miles an hour, and you're going to find out pretty quickly how litigious this society is. We are in a society where we're piecemealing financial approaches together, trying to make it work. Sitting in rooms like this by ourselves, feeling isolated, not knowing what to do with our situations. The lack of strategy is a significant burden for most people. What does KingLife do for the mission? KingLife is one advisor with many solutions. No more piecing it together. You don't have to piece the financial solutions together as a KingLife member. Because guess what we do? We bring taxes, real estate, accounting, legal protection, financial coaching. We bring all of that under one roof by dedicated and trained, skilled professionals. The real estate professionals on our team, they don't do tax work. They're licensed realtors. They're experts in real estate. But on the other side, the tax accountants, our CPAs and others, they don't practice real estate. They practice tax law. They practice accounting. The power becomes when they begin to talk to each other. Because it's one team. It's one set of professionals looking out for your very best interest. You add on to that legal protection, financial coaching with a team of dedicated professionals that can push it forward for you. And all of a sudden, your financial reality absolutely begins to change. So your financial world under one roof, that's what KingLife is all about. The KingLife coordinated ecosystem looks like this. You get an army of professionals, an army of licensed, trained people that are standing in your corner. They help you with everything that's important to you financially, that's going to be impactful for your life. You get assigned a tax accountant, a licensed realtor. You get access to our CPAs, our real estate attorneys. At Petro Worldwide, we own our own title company. We have real estate attorneys on the title company side that help us facilitate every single transaction. Now, all of a sudden, even if you are an established real estate investor, when your tax accountant is talking to your realtor, now that real estate transaction that you need to do is not about just a pretty kitchen. It's about a pretty kitchen with a maximum deduction to help offset the profits you made in other areas of your life. It's about having a strategy of getting you to be a real estate trained professional in an environment where you can lower your tax liability significantly. So all of this proactive planning changes because you're doing year-round wealth building. You're not doing fragmented, I don't know what to do, I don't know what my plan is. You have one solid ecosystem of people that will help move you there. So with the personal wealth protection team that you get with KingLife, and again, you get tax accountants, CPAs, bookkeepers for business owners, licensed realtors, real estate attorneys, and personal and business lawyers. All of that for less than what a cup of coffee at Starbucks would cost you on a daily basis. And these are areas of your life. No one likes getting that letter from the IRS. I can tell you, every time I get an emergency call from a client, 9 times out of 10 is because they got a letter. And most of the time, the letter doesn't mean anything. But I know it and they don't, because this is what I do. This is what the team does. We know exactly, we deal with the IRS on a daily basis. We don't get afraid because we know how to navigate and we know how to keep our clients in that safe zone. We know how to move it forward to take those worries off of your plate. So let's talk about another key provision that's included with this, because At 2 levels of this plan, we add Legal Shield protection as an add-on in your overall membership. And your membership gets extraordinarily stronger when we add Legal Shield into your membership. Because guess what you get to do now? Now all of a sudden you get to speak with an attorney on an unlimited number of personal matters. That is so empowering. When you get a traffic citation, when you get a letter from your neighbor saying, hey, I'm gonna sue you because your fence is 3 feet over on my property line. When you are faced with a legal situation, even if you're not being threatened or have a stressful situation, you may just need your will or power of attorney done or trust. If you've priced these things in the marketplace, you will see how expensive a simple will is to put together, a will that's going to be strong enough to stand up. Certainly, I know today there's a bunch of AI tools and other things that you can use to help facilitate, but you want your financial and your life documents to be professionally prepared in an environment where you know they're going to stand after you're gone. This legal protection has protected so many of our clients and their wealth. Because when you're talking about legal protection, you're talking about money. Litigation costs money. Even if you're innocent and you just need to defend yourself, it's going to cost you a significant amount of money to defend yourself. Simple things like traffic tickets, those can be dealt with Legal Shield. One of the things that I enjoy most about the program, and I've heard this from other people, is that as a member, and we layer on Legal Shield to your membership, if you're detained for any reason, if you're arrested, detained, or otherwise your freedom has been restricted, you have a 24/7 access number that you can call at any time, and a lawyer is guaranteed to answer. You give them your ID number, your name, they talk to the arresting officer or the ICE agent, and they inform them of your rights. There's been literally thousands of people that were not detained because the lawyer said the right words in the right moment. That helps you be powerful. As opposed to being detained, now you got to go hire a lawyer and spend thousands of dollars trying to get your freedom back. Those things erode wealth, and that's what this is about. This is about not letting your wealth be eroded. So let's talk a little bit about the different membership tiers. Let's talk about what that looks like. Like I mentioned, you get all of these protections for starting at less than a cup of coffee a day. And really, this is an investment because we're talking about at the Silver Foundation level, a $99 a month investment is what we're talking about. And it includes personal financial coaching, tax preparation. At tax time, you are not worried about you've got to go see your accountant, your CPA, find an H&R Block office, or try to struggle through it during TurboTax online. You don't have to worry about any of it because it's included 100%. And it's year-round tax planning. This is not a conversation that just happens a week before April 15th. Because if you wait to talk about your taxes a week before April 15th, it's too late. When the clock strikes January 1st, whatever you didn't do by the day before, it's over and done. And it is what it is. And there's no planning involved. Wealthy people plan their strategy while they're in the year and in years ahead. That's what this does for you. Personalized budget. I can't tell you how many people struggle just by having a budget and having some accountability, because what happens with this personalized budget, when you add financial coaching on top of it, is now you've got accountability. When you know that you've got to come sit before your KingLife financial team and report back to them, here's what we ask you to do, this, this, and this. Did you do it? For one, you're paying for it. And for two, you don't want to sit there and say, no, I didn't do it. I'm paying you to be my coach, but I didn't do what you told me to do, coach. Nobody wants that experience. So when we add accountability in holding you accountable for the actions, that becomes compounding. and you move on that. Wealth management, we bring all of this together in a wealth management system called Right Capital. That's what we use to help create one playbook that your entire team can use. $1 million IRS audit defense. I've told this story many times. You see this testimony on our website about one of our clients that was being audited because the IRS rejected their mileage deduction. It took us literally a couple of years to walk through that process. The client wanted to give up because the stress of getting letters from the IRS, even when you know you're right. And this is a client that had all of their documentation, all of their ducks in a row, all of the proof they needed, they had it. But the IRS is like, yeah, we don't agree with that. We're not going to allow it. The client wanted to give up. We said, no, we're going to fight. We fought and we won. Up to $1 million worth of audit defense. That gives you a lot of peace of mind when you're looking back at your tax returns. So those are some of the key benefits. Identity theft restoration, absolutely included in this plan. And so you can see additional services, real estate transactions, wealth management access, a $2,500 tax prep guarantee, annual financial coaching. All of those pay for themselves. At the next level, when you're accelerating growth, you get everything that's included in that silver pack plan. Plus, this is where we add on, as a bonus add-on, the Legal Shield personal membership. As I mentioned earlier, this is where Legal Shield gives you that personal, unlimited access to a lawyer, will preparation, power of attorney, civil defense if you need, if you're being sued. And this is one of my favorites, the advice on consumer disputes. If you have a consumer dispute and your warranty is not being honored, you're being shut down, getting a letter from the lawyer is a whole lot different than you calling customer service to try to fight for some of your money back or try to get a credit. It's very different when you turn it over to your lawyer. That empowers you. And again, this is about equipping and empowering to change your financial reality. This investment's at $235 a month. This is where this investment, the value that you get in this investment, because not only do you get the Legal Shield personal, but now you get your business taxes are included. Your income, your taxes on the business side, the audit defense, another $1 million worth of audit defense protection for your business. That's in addition to your personal that you already would receive. Real estate transactions, again, you are assigned a personal licensed realtor who walks you through transactions, and you get access to our real estate attorneys on our title company. All of that's included in this gold membership. For those of you that have already reached an area in life where you are feeling really solid, but you want to protect and grow what you've created, because no one wants to start to see their legacy slip away after years of building and building and building. And so at this platinum level, we add on Legal Shield business membership. Now you've got your personal membership and you've got your business membership. One of the things that our clients tell us that they love the most about this is legal collection letters. When you're running a small business and you are struggling to get your clients to pay their invoices, getting a letter from your lawyer is very different from you sending a follow-up email to the client. Hey, did you see my invoice? When are you going to pay it? Very different. And this is included. It's included in the plan. You don't pay anything additional for this. You get priority access for real estate transactions. Over here are some other key benefits in this platinum plan. The monthly investment there is $375. But again, the value at this level, depending on what you've got going on for business, is much deeper. It's going to make you much more money than the monthly investment. So it's only those three levels. That's it. It's affordable for everyone. And depending on where people are, because everybody's in a different place financially. At Petro Worldwide, again, we serve clients that some are multimillionaires, some are up and coming, some people are just newly starting out in their career, in their marriage, their life. They need a different set of coaching and advice and structure. And so we scale up or down depending on where you are to give affordability so that everyone can have their financial reality change. If you step back and take a look at how wealthy people manage, the Trumps of the world, the wealthy people can afford to just call their lawyer. They can afford to just say, hey, you know what? I don't know anything about that. Talk to my accountant. But now you can too. And you don't have to be extraordinarily wealthy to make that work. And it doesn't matter where you are. We hear people say all the time, well, I don't have enough for this. I don't, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I don't have a lot of savings. I don't have enough financial strength to even worry about this stuff. Well, you do. And if you are in that situation where you are struggling to put it together, maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, this is exactly for you, because this changes your financial reality. All it takes is structure. I'm a guy who went from living from paycheck to paycheck to not worrying about my bills. I went from my bills waiting on my money to my money waiting on my bills. And we can teach you how to do the same thing. This is about changing your financial reality no matter where you are. Building a legacy is what we all want to do. We all want to build a legacy. We want to be able to pass on to our children and our grandchildren something that they can hold on to of value that will get them to the next level, to get them where they need to be. This is the beginning of building legacy. You know what happens in the airplane when you first get on and they're heading towards the runway, and the flight attendants in the aisleway telling you to put on if we lose oxygen, this mask is going to drop, and they say this. They always say, and you guys have heard it, put your mask on first, right? Because you can't help the next generation. You can't leave a legacy if you don't put your mask on first. Put your mask on first so that you can help somebody else. And for those of you that are watching or listening or seeing, and that you want to put your mask on first, but you also want to be mission-minded. You want to be able to say to people exactly what I'm saying to you, that you've been there and you came from there to here, and you want to share with them how they can do the same thing. Well, the beauty of this KingLife membership is you can do exactly that, and you can also get paid for doing that. Because there's an opportunity for financial gain when you join us in this mission. This is a mission that's too big for Petro Worldwide alone. We need all of you to join in this mission. And this mission, again, you'll get sick of hearing me say it, but this is about empowering and equipping everyday people to change their financial realities. And everybody here knows someone that you want to help change after you put your mask on first. Well, how do you do that? What does that look like? So after you've had your mask on and you decide to be a KingLife associate, you can make direct income, earn generous commissions on every membership. Every single membership has residual revenue attached to it as well. Every time a member renews their annual subscription, as the associate that introduced that member, you get paid again. And then for those of you that are entrepreneurial minded, because there's a lot of you, I saw the reports this morning about Microsoft laying off 3,000 people. Everyone probably knows someone who's been laid off, let go, who's been displaced in their job by AI technology. If you are entrepreneurial mindset, because you really got no choice, build a team under you and you get overrides on everything that team produces. And so 3 ways to be compensated as a KingLife associate. But again, it's important that you put your mask on first. Under the direct sales commission, this is a generous 15% of the total value of every 12-month membership. Paid over 3 months from the date earned. Here's what that looks like. You introduce a KingLife member to the Platinum membership. They enroll. Your commission on that one member is $675. That's 15% of the 12-month annual subscription. Every time they renew that 12-month subscription, guess what you make? You make $675 again and again and again. They remain KingLife members for the next 20 years. Every single year, those 20 years, you get paid again and again and again. For the ones that are entrepreneurial minded, this is extraordinarily impactful because now you also get to build a squad to help you on this mission. Keep in mind, this is a mission to equip and empower people to transform their financial reality through one coordinated ecosystem. When your team goes out, same example, they introduce a Platinum member. Your team member that introduced it, they're getting that $675 commission. But guess what you're getting because they're under your team? You're getting a $90 commission. You didn't do anything. They introduced the member, they did all the work, but you're also getting paid because they're on your team. And so it grows over time, and the same thing happens in the residual. Every time that Platinum member renews, your team member who introduced them, they get paid and you get paid. And that's the residual income over and over and over for the life of the membership. And so this is more than a company. Petra Worldwide, while on the surface, we are a tax, accounting, and real estate firm. In reality, we're much more than that. This is a calling. This is a mission. This is a calling and a mission that we cannot do by ourselves. And we don't want to do it by ourselves. We're asking you, we're inviting you to step into this journey with us. Step into this journey with us and be a part of this mission. Everyone knows people that need help. And if you're honest with yourself, you need help. I need financial help every day. I give myself direction. I give myself discipline. I give myself coaching. And I also have mentors that help mentor me. So there's never a point at which you arrive. I don't care how rich you are. There's more to accomplish so that your legacy continues to grow and you help more people. Yes, it's great to be compensated for helping, but it's also rewarding to help people in this mission. If you're interested in becoming a KingLife member or a KingLife associate, get to our website, petraworldwide.org. In the top left right-hand corner, you'll see KingLife. You click there, you'll learn a lot more about the details of every single one of these tiers, the pricing, the availability, and also how to enroll. You just click on Get Started. It'll take you literally 1 minute to put in your basic information, your payment information, click Submit. The team goes to work for you immediately. For those of you that want to become associates, further down that page it says, how do I become an associate? Everything I've shared with you is also there. We have extraordinary training to teach you how to build your system of success, to get your mask on first, and then begin helping other people. So join us. Let's go out. Let's live this mission. Let's help empower and equip everyday people to transform their financial reality. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you attending. Hope to see you soon. on the KingLife team. Thanks so much.